The film begins with Nusrat being chased by someone in the forest and Meera is standing at the station. In a flashback it is shown that Meera met her husband Shekhar at a wedding where they fell in love. They both get married and Meera is pregnant. Meera is fighting a case against Jimmy Bhagga where she successfully wins and Jimmy has to go to jail. A few months later she is hit by a car. Meera suffers from anterograde amnesia caused by a car accident. She is also an alcoholic, which doesn't exactly help the memory loss either. She and Shekhar have separated and Shekhar married someone else. Udharan. Obsessed with a seemingly perfect couple she sees from the train window on her commute to London. One drunken night Meera follows the young woman into the forest but doesn't recall what happens next. Udharan. Meera is actually a bit of a badass. The police have a decent amount of circumstantial evidence against her and even move to make an arrest, but Meera escapes out the window and calls in a favor from the family member of a former client. "Get me a phone, cash, and a gun," she says. Udharan. Meera discovers that the missing girl Nusrat wasn't as happily married as she looked and that she was having an affair. It's entirely plausible that Meera is the killer in a drunken rage which she accidentally records on her phone. Meera fantasizes about smashing Nusrat's head in, angry that she is ruining her own marriage. Udharan. There are plenty of other suspects too, though, including Nusrat's sex pest dance teacher, a blackmailing private eye, and more than one aggressive and abusive husband. Udharan. In the story, we learn that Myra's philandering ex-husband Shehkar has been gaslighting her for years. She's a blackout drunk but she isn't the violent, offensive brute that he's been claiming. And she isn't responsible for him losing his job. Udharan. Though Nusrat was unhappy in her marriage to abusive Anand and was pregnant by someone else, Anand didn't kill her, nor did the kindly therapist who was trying to help Nusrat. It turns out the Nusrat's baby was Shehkar's. And the night Meera followed Nusrat into Greenwich Forest, Shehkar was there too, and it was him who bashed Meera over the head with a rock and left her there. Nusrat told him of the pregnancy. They fought, and Shehkar strangled Nusrat, leaving her for dead. Udharan. But she wasn't dead. And here's where the film diverts. It turns out there were two other people in Greenwich Forest that night. These are the policewoman in charge of the case, Inspector Dalbir, and a private detective named Walter, who was hired by Anand to follow Nusrat. Udharan. Walter's pictures from the night reveal that, unbelievably, Dalbir killed Nusrat, the daughter of an organized crime boss Meera had sent down and who had killed himself in jail. Jimmy Bhagga. Dalbir had a vendetta against Meera. It was she who crashed the jeep into Meera and Shekhar, causing Meera to lose her baby and get amnesia. It's Dalbir who later mows down and kills Walter. Udharan. Dalbir had been tailing Meera for a time, and followed her into the forest, finding her unconscious having been hit by Shekhar. Dalbir saw an opportunity to murder her in revenge. But Nusrat, who had just woken up, caught Dalbir trying to off Meera. Dalbir can't leave a witness, so instead she decides to kill Nusrat and frame Meera for the murder. Udharan. Following the trail to Walter's house, Meera solves the crime, and when Dalbir turns up to kill her and destroy the evidence, a fight ensues and badass Meera ends up shooting Dalbir. Udharan. Then there's a musical montage, a voiceover about a train where Meera decides to quit alcohol and begin a new life. Udharan.